Hello, college football fans. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. Tons of fun games involving the Fox Game Day crew includes can my Sooners bounce back or will Iowa State bounce back? That game will be in Norman at 11. That's where Bob's Big Noon kickoff cruise will be. Or the ESPN Game Day, Michigan State at Ohio State. That should be a good one, too. The nightcaps are pretty big, too. What about some of the primetime games? Oregon and Utah. That one should be interesting to find out who wins the Pac-12. Virginia, what about our old buddy at Virginia Tech? He's on the road at Miami in the nightcap. Plenty of exciting games as we wrap up the regular season in college football. Coming up next, tell you who wins this week's editions in college football. Talk away! Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. We'll start in the Big 12 as usual, as they say. 11 a.m., trying to bounce back, both from losses, by the way. My beloved Oklahoma Sooner Bombers will try to bounce back at home for senior day against the Iowa State Cyclones. This will also be the site for the Big Noon kickoff. So have your signs ready for Big Game Bob, Rob Stone. Those guys will be in town from 9 to 11 on Fox or Fox Sports 1. The game itself between Oklahoma and Iowa State and Oklahoma will be on Big Fox. Same time, different place, by the way, at 11 a.m. Texas will be at West Virginia on the Deuce. I'm going with West Virginia. I really thought Texas would kind of right their rights or get that losing monkey off their back. And then they lost to Kansas last week. Ugh. Sorry, Texas. So now they got to play West Virginia. They're not going to beat West Virginia. Sorry. Sorry, Longhorn fans. You're not beating West Virginia. Not in Morgantown. I thought y'all could write your demons last week. Can't do it. 3 o'clock. Speaking of writing those demons, Kansas riding a one-game winning streak, trying to knock off TCU in Fort Worth, facing off a losing streak of their own. This one will be on the Big 12 network at 3 o'clock. ESPN Plus network, but I'm taking with TCU. 4:30, Baylor takes their good win against Oklahoma and now has to face Kansas State on the road at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1. I'm going with the Wildcats. I think that they can just figure something out here. They got some things rolling down there in the Little Apple. And the nightcap, 7 o'clock, Okie State at Texas Tech. Big Fox again. It's not easy to go into Lubbock and win, but I think the Cowboys can do it. Look for them to do it. Closer than the experts think, though, guys. Oklahoma has to play their way in to the championship game. Oklahoma State doesn't necessarily have to play their way in. They are, by all intents and purposes, in, unless something really goes wrong. So, that's it for the Big 12 picks. Now let's take a look at the national picture. And 6 o'clock on Tuesday, there we go, Tulane at Ohio, ESPN Plus. I'm going with Tulane. 6:30 on Tuesday, you will see, Western Michigan at Eastern Michigan. This one will be on the 2s, on ESPN 2. I'm going with Eastern Michigan. And ESPNU at 7 o'clock at that same day on Tuesday. Bowling Green at Miami of Ohio. That game's on ESPNU. I'm going with Miami of OHIO. Wednesdays, 2 games for you. ESPN2 and ESPNU at 6 o'clock. ESPN2, Northern Illinois at Buffalo. I'm taking Northern Illinois. And ESPNU has Central Michigan at Ball State. I'm taking Ball State. That's Wednesday. Thursday, 6:30, Louisville at Duke. ESPN. This will be a great basketball game, guys. It's not basketball. It's football. I'm going with Louisville. And Friday, a couple of games this Friday, including CBS Sports Network. We'll have at 6 o'clock. Southern Miss at Louisiana Tech. I'm taking La Tech. That's the 7 o'clock. The 8 o'clock games, bunch of these. Fox Sports 1, ESPN2, and Pac-12 Network all have a game here. The FS1 game is Air Force at Nevada at 8 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. I'm taking Nevada. ESPN2 is Memphis at Houston, as Mike Steele would say. I'm taking the Cougs. And speaking of Cougs, Pac-12 Network, Arizona State at Washington State. I'm taking Washington State. 10:30 p.m. San Diego State at UNLV. CBS Sports Network. I'm taking San Diego State. All right, that's it for those. Now the Saturday games. The games that are going to be fun to watch on Saturday include Charleston Southern at Georgia. That game will be on ESPN Plus. You got to go with Georgia, right? Oh yeah, big in this one. Michigan State at The Ohio State University on ABC. As we already talked about, Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard. Those guys will be there for that one. Ohio State. I'm taking Ohio State in this one. That game will be on ABC. ESPN Plus will also have Purdue A&M at Texas A&M. Which A&M am I going with? The Fighting Aggies of Texas A&M. ESPN, Wake Forest at Clemson. I just cannot. I just think that Brent Venables is going to have a good game plan for Wake. It's been a while since Wake's been this good. Brent Venables is going to have a little something for him, though. Give me Wake. Or give me Clemson. Big Ten Network, Purdue at Northwestern. I'm taking Purdue in this one on the Big Ten Network. New Mexico State at Kentucky. I'm taking on the SEC Network. I'm taking Kentucky. Our buddy Mike Leach and Mississippi State. They are at home against Tennessee State. Tennessee State at Mississippi State. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Mississippi State. Stadium Network, Florida Atlantic at Western Kentucky. I'm taking WKU. That's Western Kentucky. ACC Network at 11. Florida State at Boston College. I'm taking BC on the ACC Network. Wolford at North Carolina. ESPN 3 at 11. I'm taking UNC. Rutgers at Penn on the Big Ten Network at 11. I'm taking Penn State. UMass at Army. CBS Sports Network. I'm taking Army at 11. Final 2 games at 11, guys. USF at Tulane. ESPN Plus. Taking Tulane. And Kent State at Akron. Again, ESPN Plus. I'm taking Akron. Noon games. One noon game on the ESPN Plus also. That will be Texas State at Coastal Carolina. I'm taking UCC. We're off now till 1 o'clock. Hour later. 2 games. Illinois at Iowa. Fox Sports 1. I'm taking Iowa. And Arkansas State at Georgia State. ESPN 3. I'm taking Georgia State. Then at 1:30, Georgia Tech at Notre Dame. You know what channel this is on. The Notre Dame Broadcasting Network, or not Notre Dame Broadcasting Company, NBC. Got to go with Notre Dame in that factor. Oh, yeah. 2 o'clock, Washington at Colorado. Pac-12 Network, guys. I'm going with Colorado in this one. I think Washington's kind of tailed off a little bit. I think Colorado's playing a little better. So I'll take Colorado. 2:30 games. The meat of the day. Arkansas at Alabama. CBS, I'm taking the Tide. SMU at Cincinnati. I think that Tanner Mordecai has done just about everything he can do for this team, guys. And they're still pretty good, but I don't think they're good enough to beat Cincy. Give me Cincinnati. This game's on ESPN. Michigan at Maryland, Big Ten Network. I'm taking Michigan. Nebraska will be at Wisconsin and the Badgers on ABC. I'm taking Wisconsin. ESPN The Deuce will have Virginia at Pitt. I'm picking Pittsburgh. What about this, guys? We used to be undefeated in Oklahoma. What about a team that still is undefeated? UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, UAB at UTSA, ESPN The Plus. I'm taking the Roadrunners to run away with this one. Big Ten Network, Minnesota at Indiana. I'm taking Minnesota. Marshall at Charlotte on the Stadium Network at 2:30. I'm taking Charlotte. ODU and Middle Tennessee State, or Middle Tennessee at ESPN Plus. I'm taking Middle Tennessee. East Carolina at Navy, CBS Sports. I'm taking East Carolina. ESPN Plus finally will have Appalachian State at Troy at 2:30. I'm taking App State. 2:30 games are done. 3 o'clock. Just after that, you can watch BYU at Georgia Southern, ESPN Plus. I'm taking Brigham Young. Syracuse at NC State on the ACC Network. I'm taking NC State. After our game between Oklahoma and Iowa State, you can stay right there and head to Cali, baby. UCLA at USC on Big Fox. I'm taking UCLA. Also at 3 o'clock, SEC Networks through ESPN. Florida at Missouri. I'm taking Missouri. Rice at UTEP. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Texas El Paso. UConn at UCF. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Central Florida. ESPNU Louisiana at Liberty. Liberty. ESPNU. I'm taking Louisiana. And our buddies at Tulsa. Temple at Tulsa. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Tulsa. No 4, no 4:30, no 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Auburn at South Carolina. This game will be on ESPN. I'm going with Auburn. They played really well the other day against A&M. Cal Berkeley at Stanford on the Pac-12 Network. I'm taking Stanford. North Texas at Florida International. Part of the ESPN3 family. I'm taking North Texas State. 6 o'clock. 6:30s. ABC, Oregon at Utah. Oregon at Utah. I'm taking Utah, by the way, guys. Upset alert for Oregon there. Vandy at Ole Miss, SEC Network. The Lane Train, baby. Give me the kiff. On that one. Virginia Tech at Miami. This one's on the ACC Network. Give me the Cane. And South Alabama at our old buddy Josh Heupel in Tennessee on ESPNU. I'm taking Coach Hype and Tennessee. 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network will have Wyoming at Utah State on the CBS Sports Network. I'm taking Utah State. 8 o'clock, ESPNU Louisiana Monroe will be at Louisiana State. ESPN2. I'm taking LSU. And Fox Sports 1 will also at that same time have regular New Mexico at Boise State. I'm on Fox Sports 1. I'm taking Boise State. Pac-12 After Dark, 9:30 is Arizona State at Oregon State. ESPN, I'm taking Arizona State. And finally, Utah. It's going to be Colorado State at Hawaii. This one will be on the pay-per-view, the Hawaii Sports Network. You can get that through there on your pay-per-view. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys know this, guys. You can take these picks and fly them out to Vegas. And if you win, I want some of the shares. But if you don't get mad at me. Just kidding, guys. You can keep that money. Just remember who gave you the picks for those picks, okay? You guys know. And who was that person? Well, me, Harry James Taylor. You can catch this on all my other videos on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter fight box at Hypeman Harry. All the videos are put up there. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching again. Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace!